ADHD is used as an excuse by so many people. I got diagnosed with Asperger's, autism, ADHD, and anxiety when I was literally in primary school. So I got the proper piece of paper and certification, as I like to say, the gift of all of these things. And I've been living with it my entire life. And I've helped many clients with this. So I feel very passionate about this topic, as you're going to hear today. If you're new to my work, my name is Lewis. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm an author. I help people find their true authentic self, their life's purpose, their life's vision, do all the inner work. So you heal through trauma, limitations, labels, which is what we're talking about today, and create a life that you love in relationships, business, finances, all those good things. So I'm going to rip straight into it, guys. If you could do me a massive favor, like this video and subscribe. It would really mean a lot. It just grows the channel. I can help more people. You get the deal. Thank you so much. Let's rip into it. So first things first, labels become limitations. Let me say that. I'm going to repeat that line about 10 times through this conversation today. Labels become limitations. Your ego is your human identity. All your beliefs, your perceptions, your biases, your memories, your distortions, everything you believe to be true, or every belief you have inside of your brain, the conditioning of your mind, your human identity, that's your ego. And your ego has two things, two traits. It has other things, but these are two biggies. Number one, it reinforces itself. That's the challenge with this conversation, which I'll get back to. Number two, it avoids pain. That's why if you were to ask someone around things they're insecure about, they have traumas around, they have insecurities around, they deflect the conversation, they get triggered, they don't want to talk about it. So that's the two main traits of the ego. But I'm going to focus on that first one. It makes itself right. If you haven't done this exercise, please do it. If you've done it before, you can do it again. Right now, if you're driving, this might be harder, so don't do this. You have to not be driving to do this exercise. Right now, I want you to look around your room for everything that is red, the color red. Look around your room, look up, look down, look to the side, look around you. Look wherever you can. Look on my screen. You might see some red behind me. Now, I want you to close your eyes. Now, I want you to think of everything that was blue. Now, you might smile because you might not be thinking of many. Now, open your eyes. Look around the room, wherever you are, look for the color blue. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. Are you finding more blue the second time? Yes, you are. Why? Because you're looking for it. And here's the thing. You'll find things that are kind of red and call them red. You'll find things that are kind of blue, call them blue. To reaffirm the beliefs that you have, because you're looking for it. This is why I get very passionate about labels. I got diagnosed with Asperger's, autism, ADHD, and anxiety. Now, before I started my self-growth and healing journey 10 years ago now, I believed all of those limitations. I'll use Asperger's because that's probably the most triggering one for me, and ADHD. I believed that I was socially awkward, that I couldn't build relationships. I didn't understand human social dynamics. And because I fucking believed it, I made it true. You find things to reaffirm the things you believe. It's called a confirmation bias. Your beliefs and values and trauma are the filters you see life through. Listen to what I just said. Your beliefs, perceptions, trauma, wounds are the filters you see life through. So whatever beliefs you have, you make them true. You reinforce them. You look for evidence to reaffirm the beliefs that you have. Have you noticed, you may have a friend, maybe you've done it before, who says all men or all women are assholes. There's no good men or women out there. And they keep attracting shit partners, shit men or shit women. Why is that? Because they're looking for it. You find things to reaffirm the things you believe. Hope this is landing. So the reason I'm very passionate when people say ADHD, I have ADHD, I have ADHD, I have ADHD, is yes, there's truth to it. So there's a bit of a gray area with this conversation. Is there truth to it? Absolutely. But if you subscribe to the full label and all of the traits that come along with it, it becomes a fucking box that you get stuck in. And that was me for about 20 years. I struggled with friends, struggled with socializing, felt super anxious, felt overwhelmed, felt weird, felt broken. I had all this shit going on because I was given a label that I subscribed to. Now, if you follow Dr. John Demartini, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, the list, Wayne Dyer, or late great Wayne Dyer, Peter Crone, all these incredible people who are changing people's fucking lives around the world, you will know that transformation can happen for anyone. What fires together, wires together. You can rewrite any beliefs, any limitations. You can break through. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. Because whatever you believe, you make it true. If you believe you, quote, have ADHD, and you have all of these traits and things, and you believe that that's who you are, you can't outgrow that, you can't overcome that, you've given yourself a lifetime label and limitation. I think that's disempowering to humans. Now, are there traits to it? Absolutely. I actually jumped on ChatGPT. I'm sharing my screen for anyone that's watching the video right now. So I jumped on ChatGPT just to get a summarized version of this. So people with neurodivergent brains, ADHD, generally have lower levels of dopamine and norepinephrine. I always say that name wrong. Generally, our brain structures are actually slightly different. So the prefrontal cortex, the basal ganglia, and the cerebellum are slightly smaller. That makes sense. We have a default mode network. So in ADHD, people with ADHD, the DMM, the default mode network, doesn't shut off properly when trying to focus, which creates lapses in attention. Makes sense. ADHD often includes impairments in working memory, emotional regulation, something can't even say that word, inhibitory control, e.g. interrupting, blurting out things, kind of like tics, and task initiation and organization. So essentially, those are some quirks and traits that come along with ADHD. I heavily spiritually relate to everything that I just said, but you can also grow. You can also gain skills. You can also transform. You can rewrite your brain, your mind, your beliefs, your pathways. So there's a gray area between recognizing and accepting and loving the gifts and the traits and the quirks which come along with ADHD, autism, Asperger's, whatever neurodivergent flavor you are. I get that. But please do not subscribe to the fucking label that this is you and you're fucked forever. Because most people that meet me, I've been on many podcasts. I think I've done like 50 plus podcasts over the last couple of years. And when I meet the host, who doesn't know too much about me, they'll say, tell me your story. And I'll be like, oh, look, got diagnosed with ADHD, autism, Asperger's, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, holy shit. If you didn't tell me that, I'd never know. Why? Because I fucking worked on it. Because I gained skills. I learned how to communicate. I've learned how to regulate my emotions. I've learned how to heal my trauma. I've learned how to structure my life to allow my gifts to prosper. Please, if you're going to write down a line from this podcast, please write this one down. You can't have a disability without a heightened ability. Please listen to that again. You can't have a disability without a heightened ability. So ADHD, yes, you get a little bit more distracted. Your brain structure and chemistry is a little bit different, but that gives you gifts. As an example, a gift of mine is when I'm talking to someone. I'm a coach, if you guys haven't gathered that yet. I coach people for a living. I help people find their purpose, heal trauma, remove limitations, and create a life that they love in their relationships, their business, their finances, and health. So when I'm coaching someone, my gift of ADHD is when I'm listening to someone, I'm also listening to trauma, resistance, limitations, who they authentically are. I'm listening for vocal tension. So if they say certain words with more emotion attached to it, I can hear that. And I pick up on that. And then I'm also already seeing what the root cause is so that I can come up with my questions to ask this person to help them come to the root cause, to help them have a fucking breakthrough. What a gift of ADHD. Now, are there downsides to it? Of course there are. I get a little bit easily distracted. I have to then set structure to compensate for that. But for every disability, there is a heightened ability. That's why I said at the start of this podcast subtly, though Asperger's, autism, ADHD is gifts of mine. I wouldn't be the gift I am with the superpower of my coaching ability, my emotional regulation, my desire and drive to change the world if it wasn't for those gifts. But if I didn't know this and I just said, oh, I've got this label, this is who I am, I'm fucked forever, not very empowering. So I want to give you guys a different perspective or a different view on what ADHD is. So let me share my screen again. So I teach values. If you haven't heard of that, I use it all the fucking time. So values is one of the most common things that I teach. It's in my book. Please go grab a copy of my book. Grab a free trial to my coaching content. It's down below. You can grab a free trial with me and you get a one-on-one call with me if you want to work with me deeply. Or grab a copy of my book. It's a great starting point. Anyways, values. Values are, let me actually give you the full training on it quickly. Values are areas of life that intrinsically fulfill you. They are a person's values are their life priorities. They are areas of life that are most intrinsically important, fulfilling, and meaningful to the individual. They come from perceived voids throughout your life, pain becomes purpose, wounds become wisdom. Each person has his or her own unique set of values that are as unique as a fingerprint. No one has the exact same set of values as someone else. Values are areas of life that you do. If you can't physically do a value, it's not a value. I'm going to give you an example. I'll give you guys a quick little training on this. And you'll see where I link this later, so please pay attention. So, these are not values. I'm going to give you a different perspective because a lot of people don't understand this. When I say these are not values, listen. Freedom, honesty, loyalty, integrity, control. Those are not values. They're behaviors and character traits. Besides freedom, which I'm about to teach you right now. Let's use an example. Most people think values are things like behaviors and character traits, not areas of life. If you can't fill your calendar with it and do it and express it and live it out, it's not a value. It's probably a behavior or character trait. If I said go fill your calendar with honesty, it sounds weird. If I say go fill your calendar with loyalty, it sounds weird. With respect, with control, with integrity. Yes, you can have these traits you want to express, but they're not areas of life that fulfill you. Follow with me, okay? Let's use an example. Let's play a little game. Funny photo if you're watching the video. If I transferred you right now, let's pretend that I transfer you $1 billion US dollars into your bank account right now. No, I don't have that much money. But let's pretend that happened. You would instantly have time and financial freedom, right? But would you, if that was the case, you got $1 billion right now, would you spend the rest of your life doing nothing else but watching Netflix? Nothing else, just watch Netflix for the rest of your life if you had that much money. 100% of people I've ever asked this question to say absolutely fucking not. Why? I thought you valued freedom. That's all you wanted. No. Because if I said, what would you do instead? Your answers would be your values. If you value travel and experiences, you're going to be going around the world experiencing everything you want to experience. Probably fly first class if you wanted to as well. If you valued your health, you would buy supplements, a sauna, an ice bath, you get a personal trainer, get a masseuse, you'd spend that money on your health. If you valued your relationships, you would probably spend more time or buy your partner nice things to give them love and appreciation. If you valued learning and growth, if you're watching this right now, you probably value growth or learning at some level because you're listening to my podcast right now. So if you valued growth or learning, you'd probably sign up for a mentor, come work with me. You'd get a coach, you'd buy a book, you'd join a mastermind, you'd spend time learning. If you valued business or career, you'd probably invest more money into your business or your career and spend more time doing it. If you valued wealth or money, you'd probably buy some assets to grow your wealth. If you valued image or beauty, you'd probably buy a new car, buy a new home, maybe get some new clothes, maybe get some cosmetic work done to live out your value of beauty. Listen to what I just said. You don't value freedom. Freedom allows you to live out your values. Subtle, make sure that drops in. You don't value freedom. Freedom allows you to live out your values. And now, if you want to come find your values, grab a copy of my book or get a free trial. It's the first thing that we do. It's the first exercise I do with my clients. So listen to this. Whenever someone says you should, have to, ought to, got to, must, or supposed to, someone is projecting their values onto someone else. It's like me saying you should become a coach. You should start filming content. You should start playing Mario Kart. You should do all the things that I like doing. Those are my values. You don't have to do jack shit. Do what you're inspired to do, which are what your values are. Now, there are social laws that we have, by the way, but that's not the conversation for now. Now, listen to this great quote. Low self-worth is feedback that you're not prioritizing your own values. Let me say that again. Low self-worth is feedback you're not prioritizing your own values. You're prioritizing someone else's. So, let's get into it. We're tying back to ADHD, right? That's what we're talking about. So this is my definition of ADHD, and I'm going to use that values to help it land. Someone with ADHD is someone with a lot of energy and a high sensitivity to boredom. That's what someone with ADHD, that's how it shows up. They've got a lot of fucking energy and they're very sensitive to boredom. And guess what? For every deficit, you have a surplus somewhere else. What that means, in language what I've just taught you, if you do something you have a low value on, you will get fucking bored and easily distracted and want to do something else. But then when you do something that you value highly, you will do it with hyper fucking focus. I did not value geography in high school. Didn't give a fuck about it. Couldn't care about it. So I got distracted. I valued football. I valued girls and relationships. I valued other things, mathematics. I enjoyed that. I did not value geography. I value coaching. It's my highest value. Surprise, surprise. I'm a coach. So I love coaching. My whole calendar, A lot of my calendar is coaching. I coach with hyperfocus, with attention, with energy, with inspiration, because it's my highest fucking value. If you got me to do something I don't value, so I don't value travel or experiences. I joke with all my clients, I never leave the fucking house. I go to the gym, I come back home, I work from home, I hang out with my wife and my pets. I don't really leave the house. I don't value travel or experiences. It's not a high value of mine. No right nor wrong, I just don't value it. So if someone got me to start to want to travel and they projected that you should, you have to, you ought to, you got to, you must, all their projections, say I listened to them and I started to do travel or started to look into travel, I would get bored as fuck and want to do something else. I would be ADHD within my low values. Guess what? Build a life living out your highest values. That's kind of the concept of my teaching. Find your true authentic self, which is your values and your purpose, and live a life or build a life where you get to express it. Write this line down. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm very passionate about this fucking topic and hope you're enjoying it. If you are, subscribe, like, comment, appreciate you. Write this one down. When what you do is the fullest expression of who you are, you will do your life's best work. Mwah! Banger line. Let me say it again. When what you do is the fullest expression of who you are, you will do your life's best work. When you know your values, you know your purpose, you know what intrinsically fulfills you, and you build a life where you get to live it out and express it, life is fucking amazing. And you would have high levels of attention towards the things that you have a high value on. And you'd be, quote, ADHD with things that you have a low value on. I hope this is fucking landing. So if you have, quote, ADHD, you've got a friend, a child with, quote, ADHD, get them to figure out what their values are. Now, how do you do that? Grab a copy of my book, grab a free trial, you know what to do. Figure out what your values are, live to them. Figure out what your friend or family members or partners or kids' values are, get them to live to them because they're going to want to anyways. And then the second part that I have as well is structure. So give yourself structure. When I work, I used to, I've like slowly made it like more and more strict. You want to create a moat around you of protection from distractions, because the ADHD gift is you like, tell me if you've done this, anyone with ADHD or anyone in general. You check your phone to do one thing. There's one thing you want to do on it. And then you see a video that you like. And because the algorithms are so good of just showing you the things that you want, you get so distracted, then you get into a doom scroll. And then you wake up like an hour later, you're like, holy fuck, I just wasted an hour scrolling. That's okay. I'm a human as well. I've done that as well. So what do? My phone, I have it on Do Not Disturb 24/7. I've set it up so my wife can get through to me, and that's it. Because if it's now you might not be in the position to do that because you've got a business or you've got things on, that's cool. But do as much as you can to give yourself barriers of attention. So my notifications are turned off. You have to double call me to get through to me. I'm not giving you my number anyways, but you have to double call to get through to me. I have a calendar. I schedule things into my calendar. Now, sometimes I schedule nothing because I just want to do whatever I feel like doing. I have that as well. But structure creates freedom. Give yourself structure and accountability to help overcome the downsides of ADHD, because there are downsides to it. I'm not saying that. Summarizing this, I get there's quirks and traits that come along with the diagnostics or the gift of ADHD. It's not a limitation. It has so many fucking gifts and amazing parts to it. Know your values, live to them, and then give yourself structure to help compensate for those downsides. So my calendar, I don't know what the fuck I'll do without my calendar, honestly. I don't know what I'll do. I have a master plan. So this is part of my process. Again, it's in my book as well. It's in my work. So we take your purpose, we get clear on your life's mission, we get clear on your life's vision, and then we have a master plan and your values as well. So we live them out. And then we get clear on your master plan. What are you going to achieve in the next 5 to 10 years? That's your mission and vision. Then we go 3 years, 2 years, 12 months, quarter, month, week, daily outcomes. I've got my outcomes here on my piece of paper of what I'm doing today. So it gives me structure, it gives me accountability to help soften the downsides of ADHD, because I fucking got it. Like if you talk to me, I get all over the place. That's me. That's my gift though. So that's my thoughts on it. Last thing that I'll leave you guys with is the conversation of medications, because I've got friends who take it. I have friends that don't. I personally don't. I will never shame someone for taking any forms of medication. If it's helping, the rule of thumb that I have, if it's improving your quality of life, go for it. The challenge that I have, this is just me speaking from my experience. This is not a recommendation, just my absolute truth. So take it as a grain of salt. I'm a big Marvel fan, for anyone that knows me. I'm a nerd at heart. I love Mario Kart. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Marvel. Marvel's a huge hit in my life. We love Harry Potter. Me and my wife are Harry Potter fans. We've rewatched it so many times. Anyways, there's X-Men Days of Future Past. Go watch the movie. Great movie. And if you've seen it, you'll maybe know what I'm referring to. So there's it's an X-Men movie. And the short version of it, because I don't want to give you all the details of the movie, there's a scene. Professor X, he's the guy, for anyone that doesn't know Marvel, he's normally the bald dude, but the younger version of him has hair. And he's in a wheelchair. But he's got like telepathic abilities. He can read people's minds. He can get people to do things just using his mind. That's his superpower. But in one of the movies, he gets shot in the back with a bullet. So he gets paralyzed from the legs down or waist down, whatever. So he's in a wheelchair. But in this movie, Days of Future Past, they go back in time and they find the professor. And he's walking again. So he's able to use his legs. He's walking. And Wolverine, who's Hugh Jackman, he's the one that got sent back in time. He sees the professor and he's like, how'd you get your legs back? You're walking. What's going on? He's like, I take these injections, these medications that give me my legs back, but it takes away my superpower. That's how I see medications. And I just got goosebumps saying that. ADHD is a gift, guys. Know your values. Live to them. Be your quirky, funny, authentic, full embodiment of who the fuck you are. However, if you feel you have the need and you want to take medications and it serves you, go for it. But why would you take away your fucking gift? You were born with it for a reason. It's an absolute gift. That's been my experience anyways. I hope you got value from this. I was very passionate about this. I hope you got some value. Please, if you did, share it, like it, subscribe. It helps me help more people. I'm very passionate about my mission. My purpose is to heal and raise consciousness. My mission is to coach 10 million people over the next 10 years to live a life that they love. And I'd love if you subscribed, if you liked, if you comment, if you share. And please grab a copy of my book as well. We've got like 59 5-star reviews now, which is really cool. So go grab a copy. And if you want a free trial of my coaching services, there's a link down below. You get a one-on-one call with me. It's free for 7 days. I would love to serve you. I hope you got value from this. Go find your values. Go live to them. Stop judging yourself. Have structure to help you overcompensate. I love you. Hope you got value from this. Enjoy. Have a great day.